All right, the dogs and I are going to show you what's wrong with this car. So let's see. Okay, you have to really yank it. Okay, there we go. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, apparently in there is something that will help fix it by shortening a thing. So all I've done is look on YouTube for this. There wasn't anything. There was some forum post. Actually, you know, there might be a YouTube video. Anyway, I can't remember. Wow, that is super disgusting. That needs a jet wash. Okay, I'll be jet washing that next time I visit the jet wash for sure. I've been putting loads of WD-40 in there, putting WD-40 in here, 3-in-1 oil, but apparently nothing does it. The best way to do it is to shorten this thing. So the dogs and I are going to do that once they've finished sniffing the car. All right. The first thing to do is to take the door card off, and she's having an orange. You enjoying your orange? She's eating the orange, and now she's working on the skin. And the one's chilling out. Rocky's over there. Hi, Rocky. And then we got this one in here who's in. Sorry, I'm still working. This one is. This one loves shadows and sparkles and things like that. And this one, I have no idea what she's doing. She's just sniffing the floor. Okay, so this is this screw out, and then this screw comes out. I already did this one a little bit. Then there's one in here. This is screwed on from the back, so you don't have to worry about that. Then there's a screw there. I think there might be some along the bottom. There's another one there. And then you have to pop it off really gently all the way around. And there'll be hundreds of broken clips for sure. Some of them will stay in the door. Some of them will stay in the door card. Some of them will break the cardboard door card. And there's probably only about 3 left at the amount of times I've had this off, working on the speakers and window winders and all sorts of stuff like that. So they're very excited because there was two bags of dog food in the back of the car as well. So everything's nice and smelly and exciting today. Right, I'll take the door card off and we'll see where we go from there. These are no good for taking off door cards. They're too flexible. Might be good for other stuff, but in the same kit I got this, and this is really useful for popping off this kind of stuff. There you go. You see, it's super nice. I'm going to do it with 2 hands, and I'll move the dog. Door cards off. I forgot the little one on the thing, but eventually when I started working the side up the door, I realized, are you all right there? All right. I realized that that this one was still in, so pop that off, pop that part off. It's quite easy once you get it off. And then I've got this. Obviously, I made this thing to fit in my new speakers. If you want to see how to replace your speakers, then I did a nice video on that. Right, let's have a look inside the door. We're going in here. He's just desperate to go. Right, we're going into this part here, which is the top end of the door. We're going in under here, and you'll see under here, right, that bar that goes onto there, apparently that's what you need to shorten. Can you see it's got a thread on it? I'm guessing we need to drive it down, so we need to screw it down to make it shorter. To do that, I need to pop that off there, disconnect it, and then twist it round so it screws into that bar. That's what I'm going to try and do. I put a light inside, like a big magnetic light thing that I've got, torch thing, and now you can really see much better. So let's just show you in here. So there you go, that's the bar, and then up the top there, apparently there's a clip on it or something that you have to undo to be able to pop it out. So I'm going to try that. I think it slides. There's a dog trying to get in the car still. So up there's a little clip that you should be able to slide off that way, which will then allow the thing to go that way. So we'll see. Oh, there. A really important step here is being patient, but also, right, can you see that thing that I've slid up, right? Okay, I couldn't work out how to do it. It's basically stopping the rod from coming out, right? So this little thing here slots over the rod, and then is also the top of it is jammed into the hole, right? So whenever the rod is in that bit of plastic, then it's pushing that the bit of plastic to fill the hole. Okay, now you can't pull the rod out to make that plastic smaller in the hole, because that is holding the arm of the rod. And I couldn't work out whether it goes up or down or whatever. Wasn't sure. But really interestingly, if you just pull the door handle, it makes it a lot easier to see and to get your hands around it. And literally I just popped it off the arm and lifted it up. You see that? So this part was down on the arm and you can barely see it. But pull the door handle out and you'll be able to see how it functions a lot better. Now in theory, I should be able to just push the rod that way, away from me, and it should come out of there and allow me to then spin it down into, spin it down into that block and make it shorter. And that should be the fix. So I'm going to try that. All right, it's not really a two-handed job. It's quite difficult. The bar obviously is not, sorry for the angle, weird angle. The bar is not straight, so you can't just like screw it down. You have to kind of like put it that way, and then this way, then that way, then all the rest, just to get it to spin. I've turned it 3 times clockwise so that it screws down into that plastic block. I'm now going to put a bit of tape on something on the door lock, and then I'm going to test and see how well the door opens. Sometimes when you make a YouTube video, you think, oh, this will help people. Well, no, it doesn't work at all. So did I wind it the wrong way? Maybe. Okay, I'm going to go around across the seats and undo it from the inside. You would think screwing it down would make it shorter. Maybe I've done something wrong. Super difficult, you know, like working when you've got dogs. It's super difficult. I can't even get close to the door. Okay. Oh, what have I done wrong then? Well, you can even see how much I've made it shorter. So I guess I need to make it longer. I flip my phone around, that's so much easier. Right. So what happens then when I pull the door handle? Oh, it pushes. Oh, look, when you pull the door handle, it doesn't pull it up, it pushes it down. So I need to go the other way. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Well, be careful, because it's possible to pop it open. And I didn't know if that was possible. I didn't even know. I still don't know if that's even a good thing or not. So I am going to very gingerly put it back in where I think it should be and press it together and see what happens. Right, so I really hate that noise. What the hell? Whoever designed a freaking door to make that kind of noise? That's just awful, isn't it? Anyway, if you know a way to stop that stupid noise, maybe there's a bit of plastic missing or something, but it's awful. Anyway, hey darling, we're fixing the door. So I put it back at the top, and then I pushed it up as much as I could, and then I clamped that thing shut on it, and I pressed it closed. It's not great. It doesn't feel like super strong, you know. But I pressed it closed, and the little clip went in. So anyway, if we close the door now with a horrible clicky noise, it's super, I mean, just beautiful. You'd think it was a new car if it didn't make that stupid noise. Also, when you're doing this, be gentle with the plastic. It stops the door cards getting moisture on them. It stops noise as well. When you're jet washing your car, stops the water coming down the side and running into there. Look after them. I've seen some videos where people just rip them off like they're never going to be used again. And yeah, look after them. Put them back on gently, take them off gently. I folded mine around there so I wouldn't get the glue on me. Okay, all right, Ollie, say goodbye. Where have you been? You're super dirty. Okay, yeah, put it back together, and your door should open like a brand new Land Rover. Badly.